Hello, what's up? Welcome back to Tabletop Nights. I'm Greg, and today we are taking a look at Dune War for Arrakis, the new CMON game, designed by the guys I think that did War of the Ring. Unfortunately, we don't have the playmat yet, but we couldn't wait to show you this stuff. So, I've also heard there's a bit of a colour issue they're talking about with the plastic tokens. We'll have a look at that as well. So, let's get into it and have a look. We've got to have a look at the core box first. It's pretty big, like it's heavy. I think it goes up that way because that's the way it is at the back at the moment, but basically it's double-sided. Alright, ages 14 plus, 1 to 4 players, 2 hours. The cover is gorgeous, let's be honest. Just with that gold embossing, looks beautiful. And it's one of those, obviously that's like the, angels and demons. It's the same that way and that way, but you knew that. Alright, oh, that's a good solid box. No sign of damage during the shipping. The packing was really good. It's a shame that the player board hasn't arrived at the same time, but yeah. Right, what have we got? We have 48 pages of rules. I do love the look of this map. Can't wait to get the board out. Stacks of cards, stacks of minis. I do like that other Dune War of the Fremen. I think we've played that on the channel, so if you want to go and check that out, have a look up here. But that was a very straightforward sort of area control and resource management game. This is like full-on battles with dice and ornithopters, all sorts of stuff. The book looks like it's got plenty of white space, so it's not overcrowded with text. The pictures look really nice and clear. Lots of examples. If you want to see this played on our channel, please let us know. We're thinking of doing like a full-on campaign of this one because we had some issues with some of the other games that we've had recently, such as Masters of the Universe, where it was a bit fiddly. That was the CMON one as well, but I'm hoping this one has been just made to perfection. I don't know what all the tokens and cards are in this game because, to be honest, as soon as I saw the Kickstarter, I just backed it. But I do want to look at the minis in real life. So we've got a plastic pack here with the punch boards. Let's have a look at those. I will use the knife carefully here because I don't want to trash anything. Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you've had a good, safe time. And let's hope we get a fantastic 2024. There's been enough crappy years. Right, we have the Spice Must Flow board. Let's have a look close up there. That's interesting. This is good. It's the right thickness that it shouldn't warp too much, but it's bound to a little bit. Ooh, nice boards. I do like the color scheme. Again, it's that sort of earthy, sandy tones and reds, ochre, that kind of thing. Excellent. Obviously, a couple of different features here. We've got House Atreides, Fremen ally. Goodness, if you've come here looking for an explanation of the game, come back later. Harkonnen, Carino. Boards look nice. Again, the text, etc., looks fairly clear. It's a nice print. Excellent. Punch boards. Obviously they come out alright because one's fallen out already. splintered rock. So again, that's quite a good thickness. There's only one of those, so there's not shed loads of tokens, but I do have the plastic tokens as well. Maybe we'll have a look at those now while we're here. And again, I don't know how much they sort of replace, or but people have been talking about an issue with the shading on the back of two of the tokens, I think. If that is the case, that's a bit of a shame. Okay, they do look alright. Again, until I actually get them all out and compare them. If they need replacing, I'm sure they will do it. There is a stack load of these. They're nicely embossed, or debossed and engraved. Very cool. They do feel nice. They've really got that texture that you want when you've paid good money for a premium game. So, a heap of tokens there. I'm not going to go any further with those, because it's all about the minis, isn't it, with this game? Although the dice was really nice in War of the Ring. That's something I really enjoyed about that game. There you go. Let's have one more close-up. Yep. I haven't done an unboxing for a while, as you can tell. Alright. It's good that this part is the heaviest bit. Right, there's the board. I think I might do the board now, because quite frankly, by the time I put all this stuff down on the table, I won't be able to put the board down later. Let's have a look. Nice big spaces. Right. Looks like we have two halves. So this board is, like, that's about the size of your standard board that you would have. So that's massive. It's only single-sided. There we go. They've done a very good job. So I've lined up the edges of the board, and the paper lines up perfectly. Hopefully yours does the same. I do get a bit annoyed when you put your two boards together and they're not quite right. Looks like the fold's in a slightly different spot, but that doesn't matter. I'm more worried about the borders lining up. So that looks how big is that? That is huge-mungus. Alright, I'm only going to keep that as a single size, just so we've got enough room to continue showing what's going on. Alright, now this huge box here is just minis. Look at the bottom of the box for the tray guide. There you go. So it tells you how to put everything back. Look at the scale of these worms here. Wow. I'm super excited about this. All right. That's a nice cloth baggie with a nice gold. That's actually got some texture on there as well. I like that. I'm not going to try and name all these different characters and or minis because I'll get it wrong and you'll all laugh at me. So I'd rather just be ignorant until I've learned the game. So the cards are, there is no texture on these cards whatsoever, so there's no linen finish if that's what you're looking for. The edges, So you can see there are some raised edges from the die cut when these cards were cut out. So you would definitely sleeve these cards, I would say. And for a premium game, I tend to do that anyway. So it looks like there's cards for the different houses. House Atreides, Fremen Ally, Harkonnen, Carino Ally. All text, easy to read. So there's really no icons here. These are just things that you're going to do. And from memory, War of the Ring didn't have a lot of iconography as well. There was a bit. But there you go. There's a little bit there. Looks fairly easy to understand. I'll pop those back in there. Let's have a look at these cards. There was also some extra cards that you could print out. Obviously they're going to look rubbish unless you put them in sleeves, but I don't know that they're actually doing a proper print of those extra Siege cards, I think they were. Again, you've obviously got some of the key characters there. Oh, there's that floaty big dude. I think it's all the gas that makes him float. Now these obviously have some icons, but they're fairly straightforward. Looks like there's 3 or 4 different types, or 3 types. Excellent. Alright, well they look all okay. Obviously there's no sort of... Sometimes when they bring the cards off the cutters, you get those nasty skid marks across the top where the rubber wheel has hit them, but it doesn't seem to be any sign of that. There's Jared Leto there in Mobius. Twisted Mentat. It's that bloody Mentat. He's betrays you every time. Okay, again, no linen finish. I'm surprised that, to be honest, that hasn't been done, but yeah. Dice. Stack of dice. There's a couple of different sizes. Looks like these are sort of like the combat dice. There's some, I don't know, green of the Atreides action dice, red of the Harkonnen action dice, Atreides combat, and Harkonnen combat. There you go. So you're either obviously one side or the other, and then there's allies that come in as well. Excellent. What else? I'd say these are some of the core characters. Let's have a look there. So they're quite small, but the sculpts are very specific, so they should be quite recognisable, I hope. I don't know if I'm going to paint them all, that's the thing. Alright, that's tray 1. These, I think, these must be the Sieges, I'd say. Get a few people in there. Next tray, and it's good that they've all got the covers. This actually has sort of a double effect. So here'll be some Harkonnen folks there. Give you a good look at the whole tray first. Oh man, sorry guys, still getting used to it. It's been a while. Again, these are quite detailed for little sculpts. Now, it is that firm plastic, not the rubbery stuff, which is how they can get the details. So if you step on them, they're probably going to snap. Right. Okay, this is the... There's another tray under this. Or maybe that's a siege. I don't know. Some Fremen there, I think. The greenies, the Fremen. Check out the size of these sandworms. Again, these sculpts are really nice. Look at that. Beautiful. They're going to look magnificent on the board. As for this super duper one, figure out how to release it first. Everything is well secured. So, well done CMON for securing everything. There you go. I don't know where that one fits on the board. But that's your standard sized die there. And that's that one. Absolutely huge. So when you put it on the board, it's a big one. That is one huge dude. Oh great, I'll never get these back in the right spot. So I don't know if I shifted those or they already shifted. That's okay. They've got, you'll see they've got different bases. There's round bases and there's square bases, so you'll be able to tell what unit does what, which is very handy. Excellent. Stacks of these worms. This guy, I can't believe how big that one is. That is massive. Absolutely massive. Let's have a look at that whole tray. There you go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stack these together because there's literally a lid for each section. Okay. Ooh. Now, some of these have a slight bend, but I think they're meant to be flapping around anyway. So kind of, like I don't feel like I need to bend that into position because it actually looks more like it's flying. So they're like the big carriers, which I think carry the mining trucks. I'm not sure how they... I do believe that these connect somehow. Watch me bust it. No. There'll be something in the rules about... Oh, maybe they don't connect. Maybe I'm just imagining that. Look at that. These are the ones that obviously... For those that have read the books, I haven't. If you've seen the films, they'll come and pick up these sort of spice mining vehicles. That looks really cool. This board, and it needed to be this big for the scale of the pieces that they've created. So I think well done guys for putting in the effort and making things so such a great scale. And these are nice solid pieces. They're quite chunky. Here's the little ornithopters, which they recommend you never pick up via the wings. They always say use the base. So once you've got them in, and once you've put them in very carefully, I don't know if you're going to do this every game, because that's quite firm, and it's like if you slip, it's going to pop out. But move it via the base. Again, that looks really nice on the board. Very good. So it's not a copy of the movie. It's not a copy of... Well, look, they've obviously gone with their own designs, and I think that's a great choice. Right. that's all of that stuff. I'm going to try and see if I can reassemble this kit. No. Is that on there first? Then that. Wow, there's so many layers to this. It's a bit confusing, to be honest. I think that goes there. I'm not sure if I've got any of that right, but I think that looks right. I didn't see any instructions on how to get your layers correct. That's it. Okay, so that's the core box, and wow, there's some heaps of good stuff in there. Let's have a look at the Smugglers first, I think. Smugglers box. So this adds another faction by the looks of it. Don't know if it plays really any different. So they've got their own rules. It's a minor faction composed of individuals who legally harvest spice on Arrakis. They're considered neutral, and the Harkonnens can take advantage of this to increase their spice production. Once the smugglers ally with the Atreides, they will fight alongside them until the end with their troops. So obviously there's some conditions that the Atreides will do to try and get them on side. Interesting concept. So that feels like that's really going to mix up the gameplay, which I quite like. Nice there. There's different sculpts again for the ornithopters and the carrier. So they're not exactly the same. It's taped, of course it is. It's another big one there. Lovely looking ships, really like them, and they are very solid. Surely these don't. No, they can't pick them up. They just, because they look flat inside, it looks like they should pick them up. Maybe they do, and I just haven't figured it out yet. I could look in the rule book, but I don't think so. So those carry-alls, I don't think they actually carry. Alright, there's some extra cards in there. And their own little legend on that board there. Excellent. Alright. Now the other one I'm really keen to see is this one, the Spacing Guild. Because I think we've got these hyperliners in here, or is that what they're called? The Spacing Guild. It's interesting that they put that on there. I wonder what changed. Usually something's changed when they do that. Or they weren't going to print it back on the box. Highliners, not hyperliners, of course. Excellent, some space frigates there. Just a few more pages of rules in there, but you can see this extends on the board here. I think from memory the neoprene mat's the same size as this board because it's big enough. So hopefully that board then will just still scale to that. Okay, look, not many pictures in here, but I'm assuming if you know how the core game plays, this shouldn't add too much stress to it. Right. Spaceboard, Atreides, and okay, so these must go kind of like that. which is exactly the right width of the board. So, good work. We've got some green and red little elastic bases there. Not sure why you would need those. Wonder what they're for. So you should know what ship is what. Unless it just adds a little bit more playability if perhaps you've painted some of the miniatures. You can still put the rings on the bottom. I don't know. Add something in the comments. Oh, here we go. Don't add in the comments. Looks like there's some major troops. These are house troops. So I'm assuming these can play for either side. And you would accordingly, they're grey. So accordingly you would place the ring on the base to then make it belong to one faction over the other. Answered my own question. There's the Highliners. Nice big chunky ships, which looks like they move along on the boards here. Excellent. They are really nice. Again, they are very solid. These are like the frigates. Looks a bit sort of kind of Battlestar Galactica sort of styling. And there's the Harkonnen leader, wasn't it? Yeah. Beautiful. I really like the piece. I like the weight of the pieces. So that it's everything about this just says quality, except for the cards. I think the cards are a little bit of a letdown. I don't know why they didn't put a bit more effort into those. People are going to sleeve this for sure. I will be. But I'd say that's the only sort of weak point with the production. So that is the massive Dune War for Arrakis unboxing. We'll put up a little quick video when we get the playmat and maybe lay a few things out so you can see it in all its glory. Otherwise, why tune in? But hopefully that arrives in the next couple of days. So I hope you enjoyed that little video. I'm super excited about this. Let us know in the comments if you want to see heaps of this gameplay. Hope your copy turns out as good as this one. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Hey, you down there. Make sure you subscribe to the Tabletop Knights. And here, watch this if you want to see another video by us. See ya.